Hi guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. This week we are going to be doing the challenge of trying to read half a book a day for the week, and to get this done and to allow myself to try and be successful whilst being productive with reading, I am going to be using books that I've got the audiobook for. So the three books that we will be reading in today's video is, we will be reading the second half of Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. I have started this one. I'm about halfway through. That's a lie. I'm 37% of the way through, but I thought to start the week off, I want to finish this book and try and get this audiobook done. So that will be slightly over half, but that will start off our week very strong, and we are going to have that as kind of because this week realistically you would get 2.5 books done. So I thought let's finish off a book first and then go into the other two books. Then we are going to read The Switch by Beth O'Leary on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then to finish off the week, we have One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. Those are our three books that we will be reading throughout this video. I'm very excited to get into them. We've got the audiobooks. I've worked out roughly where halfway is. And so I am looking forward to just checking these books out and yeah, seeing what the audiobooks are like as well. But I will pass you on to the final thoughts of Eleanor Oliphant to see if we actually completed this on Monday. This is a bit of an interesting angle because I've literally just propped you up. I'm about to head off to the gym, but I wanted to check in and say that I have completed my reading of today. So obviously today's reading was to read half a book, which, as I explained in the intro, I had 63% of this book left, which means I have read over half, but I just thought for the video to flow nicely and obviously for us to do it over 5 days, you'd get like 2.5 books. So I thought I am just under halfway through this book. So I thought let's finish this book off on day one, and then I think tomorrow I might pick up The Switch just to kind of throw it away, but I know we're kind of in between that and One Perfect Couple, so we'll see where I am tomorrow. But I finished off this book today and I've ended up rating it at 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I think that Eleanor Oliphant is such a unique character. She really is a unique character. She's an interesting person, but in such beautiful and wonderful ways. I do feel like the twist at the end obviously was never expected. It is a fiction book. There is elements of romance in there. There's elements of finding herself, but there was a twist towards the end, and that was a twist that I never ever would have seen coming. And I think it was such a beautiful way to depict like coming into your adulthood, releasing some trauma, kind of seeing the past remain the past and not trying to continue to live it in your present. If you've not read this book before, you are following Eleanor Oliphant and you're basically just following her life. On the back it says that she leads a simple life. She wears the same clothes to work every day, eats the same meal for lunch every day, buys the same 2 bottles of vodka to drink every weekend. She's happy. Nothing's missing from her carefully timetabled existence, except sometimes everything. So she goes about her life. It's routine. It's the same thing every day, every week, every month, every year. It looks the same until it doesn't. She sees this guy, and for this guy she wants to reinvent herself, and then obviously through that she makes unlikely connections. She starts to see herself in a different life. She starts to see people see her in a different light, and you get the good, the bad and the ugly in this book. And it's very much a slice of life. It doesn't sugarcoat anything. You see the down days, you see the good days, and yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was a beautiful listen, and I could just sit today. I had about 2 hours left of the story and to read the second half, and I obviously on the speed that I listened to it on, and I had about 2 hours left of listening time, and I was just a bit like, oh, I don't know. I was watching some YouTube and stuff like that, and then I was just like, no, let's sit down, let's listen to it. And I flew through it. My friend then came to visit me, and my boyfriend rang me after he finished work, and I said, I've just got a little bit of my audiobook left to do. I think I've got about an hour of like audiobook time, which is about 20 minutes to my listening speed. He was like, yeah, no worries, he's going to take a little while to get here. And I went on there and I was like, oh no, I've only got like 10 minutes because it was about half an hour left. So beautiful book, really well written, and yeah, I would definitely be intrigued to pick up more books from Gail Honeyman. It was so well written, so beautifully done, and I definitely understand the praise for this book. I do think most people should and could pick it up. It's a very easy read, and it's definitely one that I'm going to pass on to friends to pick up and read in the coming months. But obviously I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow when we are picking up either The Switch or One Perfect Couple. I'm not sure yet what mood I'm going to wake up in. because again, I've got them both on audiobooks, but I'm also with my boyfriend tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to try and do some physical reading as well. But I will let you guys know when we decide tomorrow morning, and yeah, I'll give you updates later on. The book we chose today is The Switch, and I've just arrived to the gym with my boyfriend and we are going to hit a gym session, so I'm gonna start listening to it today. It is 7:20, so I'm doing really well at getting the half a book done nice and early, but I think I've got just under 2 hours of listening time, so we will have, is it an hour session today?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have like an hour session, so that'll be like half of it done, and then I can listen to a bit more tonight, or we're actually going for a walk, so I can listen to a bit on our walk or something. But I need to get to chapter 19, that is halfway, so let's go and get this started, and I will check back in with you guys when I've finished and let you know where we're at, and any thoughts and feelings when we get to the halfway point as well. Okay, so as you can see, I'm home, and I didn't check in with you guys after the gym purely for the fact that we finished and it was late, and I was just like, we went for food and we went for a walk and everything like that. So I've just finished chapter 10, so I'm moving on to chapter 11. I need to read obviously 18 chapters before the end of today. It's currently 25 to 11, so I'm gonna go in quickly, like brush my teeth, get ready for bed, probably listen to a bit more on my headphones, shower, and then finish the rest off in bed. What I will then do is I will check in with you guys in the morning and give you like my halfway thoughts and feelings, rather than check in again tonight, because I will be like listening in bed. So I'm gonna go and do that, and then I'll check in with you guys tomorrow morning to give you halfway thoughts, let you know obviously if I actually made it to halfway, and then we can hopefully get it finished tomorrow and then move on to our final book of the video, One Perfect Couple. My last check-in was last night, and I said I had about 8 chapters left to get to halfway of The Switch. I can confirm I did complete the half of The Switch last night, and also it is just about to hit 11 o'clock and I have already completed the whole book this morning. I went out on a run this morning and I had about an hour and a half of like my listening speed left to finish this book, and my run was about my run is half an hour long, so I had that, and then after my run I just wanted to sit and binge the rest of it. I was loving this book so much. I didn't actually give thought like what this book was about last time, so I will explain now. So in this book you are following Lena, and Lena basically is a high-strung female who works at this big corporate job and has recently had this big presentation which unfortunately she blew up, and this is following a like familial death, and so she's kind of held it together, and finally like broke. Her work then forced her on a 2-month sabbatical, and she's at first like lost. She doesn't know what to do with that time. You are then following Eileen, who is Lena's grandma, who again, her husband has just left a year ago, and she is now kind of thinking about looking for love and looking for that new romance. And so Lena goes to visit her grandma to kind of start the 2-month sabbatical off, discuss things, and they decide they are going to swap houses. So Lena lives in London and Eileen lives in the Yorkshire kind of countryside. Eileen is a pillar of the community, so Lena kind of agrees, right, if we're going to swap, then we are swapping lives, so everything that you do I'm going to do for you. So Lena then is left with a multitude of tasks to help the community out, and she kind of goes above and beyond to help the community just like her grandma would. And her grandma ends up going to London and is looking for love and runs into some of Lena's friends as well as creating friends of her own, and it's just a beautiful story. I started the book very apprehensive because Lena's situation is that when the story starts, she is dating someone, she has a boyfriend, but I feel like the romance that she then pursues is handled with such great care that it's actually beautifully written, and that side of it isn't very focused on. It is categorized as a romance, but I would say you're focusing kind of on like Eileen finding love and a new life in romance, but it's not like focused on, and Lena's finding herself. So I would say it's more literary fiction. It's very like women's contemporary fiction style. It is a slice of life. You're following Lena re-find herself, and then eventually sees like the blow up of her romance kind of towards the end of the book and how that then turns out. And it's just a very beautiful depiction of families and how families can be rebuilt, and how small things in life or big traumatic events can break families, and how they can break like and create trauma responses to emotions and stuff like that. So seeing that kind of be unpicked and rebuilt was beautiful. And just, I do love Beth O'Leary's writing. I love the audiobooks that go along with this. They are so easy to get into that this is definitely a book I would recommend. I ended up rating this one 4 stars. I think it was a very good book. What didn't give me the 5-star tingles, but I would recommend to anyone that was looking to get into kind of a slice of life book. This is a very easy one to fly through and just see two people who live ordinarily very different lives kind of go into each other's lives. And yeah, it reminds me of like The Holiday, but more summer based and like a city, the same country style. So yeah, highly recommend. If you like The Holiday, try this one. So I will check back in with you guys tomorrow when we start One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware, and the aim obviously is to read the first half tomorrow and then the second half on Friday. So I'll check back in with you guys when we've got some thoughts on this one, and yeah, let's hope we can continue to carry on this challenge in a strong way. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I've absolutely screwed it today. It is just turned 9 o'clock. I haven't even started my audiobook listening today, and there's over 2 hours to get to halfway in the book. Oh, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. I've also not hit my steps today, so my plan is to get some time done on the walking pad and try and hit as many of my steps as I can. Fun times, let's go. Guys, this is a very, very, very quick and odd angled check-in just to say it is 20 to midnight. I am so tired, but I did reach my halfway point of One Perfect Couple. I will check back in tomorrow and give you further thoughts on, or give you an update on what the book's about and everything, but I did just want to do a check-in. So I managed to reach the halfway point and now I'm absolutely pooped and just want to go to bed and go to sleep. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll check in with you guys tomorrow to give you my thoughts and feelings. Okay guys, so I have a confession. It is Sunday. I did not read or listen to any of my audiobook on Friday, and rather than just coming on and saying, do you know what, I didn't read any of my audiobook on Friday, and kind of just saying that to you guys, I thought I'm gonna leave it. I'm going to, because I was at Matt's house all weekend, I will listen to my audiobook while I'm with him, and then I will update you when I've finished the book as well. And it's Sunday and I've just finished the book, and we are talking about One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. So yes, I did fail the challenge, but I still think within the week I've finished 3 full books. I know Eleanor Oliphant was 37% of the way through, but I have finished the other 2 books completely, and obviously majority of Eleanor Oliphant. So I'm still really happy with that and that progress, and if I could do that every week, then obviously that would be amazing. One Perfect Couple. In this book, you are following these group of people who end up going on a reality TV show, a little bit like Love Island. It's these couples, they've all gone on and they're kind of doing challenges, and they do challenges in their couple, and then if their couple don't win the challenge, or whoever is the highest, the most compatible, or gets the highest amount of points, goes to the honeymoon suite with the person who's second highest, and they end up like together. And is that gonna rock the couple that they're already in, or are they gonna go back to that couple? That kind of style. So they've gone onto this deserted island and they do the first challenge, and after the first challenge, one of the members of the campmates gets like eliminated and leaves, and they go away on this boat, and then this big storm hits, and it kind of goes from there. Lots of things start happening afterwards. They are stranded on this remote island in their couples, trying to survive with the limited resources that they've got. No one's come back out to get them. They don't know how long they're going to be out there. They don't know how long they're going to be until they get help, until they get rescuing. They have no communications. Electricity's gone down. It is out there, and then basically one thing leads to another, and things start happening on the island. Obviously suspicious circumstances start kicking in and stuff. And again, I'm so frustrated because I loved The Woman in Cabin 10, and I was like, Ruth Ware is going to be like an autobiography for me. I flew through that book. It's like, if all of her books are like this, then it's going to really hook me. I'm going to love it. What more could you want? Autobiography, perfect. This, again, it was good. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad thriller. I wasn't grit. I think with thrillers, obviously, normally once you get to that halfway mark, you're like, I need to know what happened. And I enjoyed it. I just didn't love it. I feel like the plot twist at the end kind of makes sense, and why they were all there. So you learn why the specific people that were there were all there. There is a reason. They are kind of, there is like a link between them, and I enjoyed it. I didn't necessarily love this book. I wouldn't necessarily run out and go, everyone has to read this book. I totally recommend it. It was good, it was okay. I don't think I'm gonna rush to pick up Ruth Ware's books again. It's hard. She's another good author. I think it's another like Frida McFadden, where I might listen to a few of her books on audio if I want that kind of quick, easy thriller. But even like Frida's books really draw you in. This book I wasn't overly drawn into. I gave it a 3 stars. It is that kind of solid middle of the road thriller. If you like the idea of a reality TV style setup with couples, then I enjoyed that element of it. But once that kind of got thrown out, I was kind of a bit like, oh, I'm a bit done now. So it wasn't the best. It was 3 stars. I did enjoy it. I do enjoy her writing. I think that there's no big twist. There's nothing really to like draw you in it meant that I didn't like love it. But yeah, obviously that is the last book in this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed and are looking forward to videos coming up. Let me know any other videos you want to do. I do read a lot of audiobooks, which is why I'm using a lot of audiobooks within these videos, because that is how I get majority of my reading done a month. So let me know if there's any other audiobook challenges that you'd like to see, if it's like only reading an hour a day or only listening to an audiobook on 1 times speed and seeing how that affects it, because I listen to my audiobooks on 3 times speed. It's just how I work. So any other challenges that you guys can think of, I'm more than happy to give them a try. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Goodbye.